everybody at home. Everybody say hi to everybody at home.
Hey.
Perfect. All right, so welcome to today. This is week 3, where we're going to be talking about fats. Super excited to have you guys here. My name is Chef Jacob, for those of you at home that don't know. A couple of safety things before we get into today's class. Make sure, if you're cooking at home, make sure you have a parent around to make sure you're okay to cook and that you're doing everything safely. We're going to also make sure, your hands are washed, so everybody's hands are washed. Everybody, if you have your hands washed, wiggle your fingers. Perfect, I appreciate it. Also, make sure that we're not going to be using any stoves today, so if you have a stove turned on or oven turned on, please turn it off. We're not going to use that today. Today, we're going to be talking about fats, and one of the big things I like to do with fats is turn them into dressings because I like to smother everything in ranch. But today, we're going to do something better than ranch. We're going to do an amazing green goddess dressing, and we're also going to make a easy and also physically active balsamic vinaigrette. All right? So, tools we're going to be needing today. You will be needing a mason jar. This is for our vinaigrette. So we have I think this is a 4-cup mason jar, which equates to, I want to say, 32-ounce mason jar. We're going to use those. We're going to need a knife. Everybody sees your knife. Please don't pick it up. Just look at it. Is that good? Check. Thumbs up if you have it. Thumbs up. Perfect. Cutting board. Thumbs up if you have it. Everybody's thumb's got to be, this is a proactive class. Everybody's thumb's got to be up. Perfect. Thank you. We're going to have our salt and pepper shakers. Thumbs up. I like it. You're going to need a spoon. Everybody find their spoon? Make sure you have it. Good. Food processor. If you don't know where it's at, point at it. Perfect. Love it. We are going to have a vegetable of choice today. We're going to be using cucumbers. Do you have those? See it? Thumbs up. Beautiful. Yogurt. Yeah. Yes, we got the yogurts. Balsamic vinaigrette or balsamic vinegar. Got those? Thumbs up. 4 of them. Perfect. We got 4 of those. Love it. El limon. Perfect. And then we're going to talk about herbs. We got a big old thing of herbs. Do you see those? Yes. Thumbs up. All right. Did I miss anything? No, everything's good. All right, so today's knife skills we're going to be learning is all about mincing. I think mincing is one of the most underrated things for people to learn how to do. And when you're working with herbs, it's super easy and it's super fun. You get to chop a bunch of things repeatedly. Can I get a wet paper towel real quick? So we're going to teach you a little trick about your cutting board because we need our cutting board to be super stable. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a wet paper towel. My assistant Abby is getting it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. And we're going to slap it onto our cutting board or our work surface. All right. Now, with that little liquid and that little piece of paper is going to keep your cutting board from moving. This is super important because we're going to be doing a lot of chopping. And if our cutting board's moving, that means our knife is moving. If our knife is moving and we're not directing it, you could what?
Cut your finger off.
Cut your finger off, cut yourself. Exactly. And we don't want that, right?
No.
Okay, thank you. I was like, everybody was quiet for a second. I was like, oh no, we do not want that. So, when it comes to our herbs, let's kind of go over. So, what herbs we're going to be using today? So, anybody know what this is? Green onions. Perfect. What kind of food do you put green onions in? Everything. But what is it really mostly known for? A garnish. Perfect.
I don't know. I feel like they use it in dips.
I'm sorry?
I feel like they use it in dips.
In dips, yep, sometimes. In ramen. So yeah, perfect. I like it. Next, this woody herb. Anybody knows this one? Rosemary. Give it a smell. Give it a smell. If you want to grab it, grab a little bit. Give it a smell. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit sour. It's very savory. What are some things that you've probably had rosemary in? Pastas. Love it.
Steak.
I'm sorry? Spaghetti. Potatoes. I love potatoes. Soup. Love soups. All right, next. Anybody know this one? What?
This one.
Thyme, exactly. Anybody got some thyme? Give it a good smell. Tell me what you're smelling.
You want to smell it? You want to smell any of them?
That's the smelly thing.
What does it smell like? Salty? Is it sweet or savory? A little savory. Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, next. This I'm not really sad, but kind of like wavy, like almost kind of like grassy. What is this? Anybody know? Give it a smell. Dill. Perfect. All right, so we got dill in the house. This next one is very close to this one, but you gotta tell me which was the difference. Give it a smell. Cilantro. Perfect. What do you usually have cilantro in? Tacos. I love me some good tacos. Salads, dips. Man, you guys have recipe books in your head. I like it. All right, this one. Nope. This one. Nope.
Smell it.
Smell it.
Yes.
What do you smell when you smell basil? You smell basil-y, but like, is it sweet? Kind of fruity? I like that.
Well,
A little
tomatoes and
peach.
noodles.
Okay, a little bit of peach.
No, pizza.
I like it. Pizza. I would definitely put this on pizza. All right, now you guys kind of yell this one. Look, parsley. Now this is a really easy herb. It's very neutral. Doesn't really have much of a smell, but taste-wise, it's kind of a little bit sweet, a little bit bitter.
Smell it?
So if you're trying to balance
think it is.
a really sweet, dip or something like that, a little parsley, kind of that little bitterness. Now this one's a ringer. Not a lot of people know what this one is. Anybody know what this is? This is a new one. Not a lot of people know about this one. Give it a smell. It's actually very interesting because it's a candy, very popular candy. It smells like.
Peppermint?
Nope. Smell it. You gotta grab it. Smell it.
I don't know.
So it kind of has like a licoricey smell.
Spearmint?
I forgot what it's called, but I know what it is.
It's called tarragon.
Yes.
Tarragon. I know. Has that licoricey, anisey smell,
Wait.
like black licorice. Love it.
My terrain has left on.
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about chopping each one. So if you guys want to come a little closer to see how we're chopping this, feel free. You can grab that next table. So let's talk about the green onions, the mincing. Could you grab me a sheet pan on top? Anybody? Yeah, perfect. So, green onions. We're going to mince this nice and small. That one's perfect. Yep, thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, Abby. All right. So you guys are going to need also something to put your herbs once you're done chopping it into something. So we'll get you these a little bit. All right. So with this, the technique that I really want you to focus on is small choo-choo train motions. Small choo-choo train motions. Can everybody go with your arm? Make a choo-choo train. Choo-choo train it up. So big circles with your wrists. Beautiful.
Okay.
Like it. All right. So when we are doing this, we're going to tip of the knife down. We're going to, don't even worry about this hand. Just put your hand over there, far away from your knife. But again, we're pushing, we're coming back. The tip of the knife never leaves the cutting board. I want you guys to see this. Tip of the knife never leaves the cutting board. Now, this hand, our guide hand, super important. We're going to put our knuckles right here. Now you see, my fingertips are pressed back away from the blade. So when I put my fingers down, I go straight and I bust out in like a bend of the knee of the knuckles, as they would say. Bend the knee of the finger, as they would say. There you go. So, blade right next to it. Now, this is super important. When we're doing this, we take our time. What do we do?
Take our time.
Take our time. All right, perfect. So, we're going to tip of the knife down, and we're going to, on this side, we're going to measure. So, super important. Anytime we're going to do anything, we always measure on this side. We're looking at this side. Fingertips are down, and we cut. We measure, nice as thin as we want. Go in. Oh, this is looking good. We're just taking our time. Most important thing, keep your eyes on the product. Do not take your eyes off the product. You could cut your finger. So keep your eyes on the product. All right. Gonna go all the way to the white. Eventually, you'll get in kind of a rhythm. One of the rhythms I like to go is like, staying alive, staying alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. I know, right? It's a good song. Don't, hey, y'all laugh. It's a good song. I just dated myself right there. All right. So, green onion, put to the side. Big old pile. We're gonna need that later. Super easy, right? You feel like you can do this? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, next. Rosemary. The rosemary, love rosemary. So what we're gonna do, everybody sees how the fronds of the rosemary is pointing up. Yeah. Everybody see that? Super important. Can you see that? I want you to see that. Fronds pointing up. Perfect. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go against, come close, I want you to see this. We're gonna go against the fronds, keeping it all separate. Keep it clean. I know, right? So, beautifully, again, go against the fronds. Pretty sure I'm not even saying the word right, but you know what I mean. All right, one more time, going against. And we're gonna chop all these up. So, we have our little pile. Next technique I'm gonna show you. Tip of the knife down, hand on top. Now, super important, hand super flat, all right? You're kind of pushing this middle knuckle through your hand. Tip right there, and we're gonna chop. Pushing down. Letting the blade do all the work. And we're gonna go back and forth, back and forth. Bring it all back into a pile. And we're gonna go back and forth, back and forth.
I have a
You can do a little
question.
dance with your hips if you want to. Super important. But you want it nice and small. Next, take your cutting board, pile it up.
Hey, Chef Jacob.
Yes, question.
Yes. How do you know when to use which technique?
It really depends on like how small you want it. So say like a rosemary, they're all a bunch of little sticks, and it's kind of hard for me to pile up a little sticks and go with my fingers. So if it's too small for my fingers, then you put my hand on top and chop the small things into even smaller pieces. But if it's some big, like our green onions, where it's super big, and I can grip onto it, then I will go and use the grip technique to kind of mince it down. All right, so we have a rosemary pile. Beautiful. Next, we have our thyme. And the thyme kind of does the same thing. So we have all the fronds kind of going up. So all we're going to do, we're going to go in, go against the fronds. All right, now you're going to see that these are super green. If the stems are green, it means they're soft. So if they're soft, it means you can chop it really easily. So you don't have to throw it away. You can be a part of it. But if it's woody like this, where it's nice and brown, it means it's too tough and it's going to get stuck in your teeth. And you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. So pull that off. I'm going to do a couple of these. Now, tell me, which technique would we be using? Would it be the fingers or the chopping? Chopping, perfect. I'm going to do a couple more. All right, so pile it up, tip the knife down, hand nice and flat, and we're going to chop. Now the great thing about thyme, it's kind of pretty small, so you don't really have to do a lot of chopping. You don't want to turn to mulch, but those little long stem ones, you just want to get them small. All right. Put it on your little board, pile it up so you know what it is. Beautiful. Clean off your board a little bit. All right. Next, we are going to go into la dill. Now, dill's super easy. The stems are really soft, so we don't really have to stress too much. I just want to take these really thick stems out, because again, we don't want it in your teeth. So, sign. And And then this, I can kind of grab on it to it. So we're going to do a slice on these. So I'm just going to fold this up. Again, nice and small. Taking our time. The blade never leaves the cutting board. Now, if you want to go in smaller, since it's really small, what do? Chop. Chop time. Yep. We're going to chop it up. Perfect. Clean off our blade. And then put it right into our cutting board. Beautiful. Now we have our pile of dill. Now, we're going back to, anybody remember this one? What is this one? What is this one? What is the herb on this one? Cilantro. Thank you. It's like, you guys got it the first time. All right. So, which one are we doing? Slicing or chopping? Chopping. Okay. So we're going to slice this one nice and small. All right, now I want to get this a little bit smaller, so what I'm going to do, hand down, and give it one more chop. Perfect. All right, so we have our cilantro. Next, we put this on pizzas. Basil. We're going to rip the stems off. Pile this up. Now, one thing I like to do is I kind of like to roll them up. Kind of into like a little bundle. All right. And then what we're going to do, nice and small chops. Now, when you got little ribbons like this of basil or any kind of herb, this is called a chiffonade. Say it with me. Chiffonade. All right. So a chiffonade means tiny ribbons in French. And when you get done with this, all right, you see these little tiny little ribbons. It's beautiful. It's a little fancy. So this would be a good garnish, or if you put it on top of your pizza, you can go with that. But since we're using this as a dressing, we're going to chop it up one more time. Perfect. Just a little bit smaller. All right. Beautiful. All right. We're almost done. We have our tarragon. So take off the stems. And again, nice and small. Really get to smell the herbs in this. This is the best part. It smells so good. All right, tarragon. Now this one, super important. We're going to go into parsley. Rip off a little bunch. Now this, we want this as small as possible. And then if we want something really small, what do? Chop it we're going to chop, and we're actually going to do both, slice and chop to make it really small. So first one, go through. All right, so we just went through the slicing. Now we're going to go through the chopping. Beautiful. All right, parsley. All set. I don't have any room. So this is a beautiful medley of green herbs. I love this. Put you right in the corner. All right. Now, last thing we're going to need is half a lemon. So we're going to roll our lemon. Now, why do we roll? Anybody?
To
Get it softer, but also it releases a lot of juices. So we're trying to get as much juice out of our lemon. So we're going to give this a quick cut. Right in half. Super easy. Yeah, super easy. That's how I roll. I like it. There you go. All right. So let's start making some dressing. So we're going to get our little food processor out. Oh, that was quick. Like a cat. All right. So for our dressing, we're going to need 1 cup of Greek yogurt. All right. Everybody still watching? All right. I just want to make sure. I just want to know where you're at. All right. Oh, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. All right. Now, if you are lactose intolerant, you could use almond yogurt, cashew yogurt. They even have tofu, like silken tofu, really soft tofu. That will totally work for this. It is disgusting. I know. It's okay. I know. All right. Next, we're going to need about a cup. Can I get oh, actually, this will work. A cup of loosely packed herbs. Doesn't make a difference, whatever ones you want to go with. You as a team will decide what herbs are we going to use with. I'm going to use all of them because I like all my herbs. So we're going to go in, throw some rosemary, throw some thyme, a little bit of dill, a little bit of cilantro. We're going to get our, what is this one? Oh, this is our basil. Some tarragon. Oh, I love me some tarragon. Throw a lot of tarragon in this. And of course, finish it off with parsley. Oh wait, and green onion. Because we need that onion. Onion makes everything great. So we have our loosely packed cup of herbs. Everybody paying attention? Yeah. We're not having conversations. I like it. All right, herbs in. A lot of herbs. I want to season it. So super important. Pepper. Start the seasoning process. We'll add more if we need more, but just a little bit. We get our pink Himalayan salt. Delicious. Beautiful. Come back to you in a minute. And then we have our lemon. Delicious. It's okay if there's a seed or two good in there. It's not going to kill you. I promise a tree will not grow out of you. All right. See, someone thought that was funny. All right. Next, lid on top. We're using, for those of you at home that are like, what kind of food processor are you using? We're using a Ninja food processor. They're $30 at Fred Meyer's. Go check them out. All right. And we're going to push. You want to blend it so it's about like a really smooth consistency. Nothing too crazy. Now you could also be like, hey, so why didn't you just throw all of the herbs in there and then throw your yogurt in there? Now, the one thing a food processor does is when you're repeatedly chopping things in a food processor, it bruises your herbs, but also it kind of heats up your herbs. So you're kind of cooking and you're getting a little nutritional value taken away from it. So we want this to be as healthy as possible. The yogurt prevents it because it's cold, prevents it from heating up. And we all have a really nice, amazing dip. Plus, if you want consistency, chop it small, then throw it in. It's always going to be more consistent. All right. Give it a little look-see. Ooh. Yeah, I think we're going to be good. We're going to be good. All right. Everybody's going to grab their own tasting spoon. Don't be sharing tasting spoons. It's pretty good. Need a little more salt. Can I get another tasting spoon? All right. Do it quick. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. All right, so we should be nice and well flavored. Sorry, I got a little sweat in my eye. Nice, well flavored. It should also be a little tangy, a little sweet, a little bit herbaceous. So that is going to be your green goddess dressing. Voila. All right. Next one. This is the fun one. We're gonna get our workout on. Everybody's gonna have their own mason jar of oil. Should be 1 cup of oil in here. Everybody see those? Everybody got them? All right. Now in this, we have a 1/2 cup of oil. Now, a vinaigrette is very simple. It should always be 1 part of vinegar and 2 parts oil. So if we have 1 cup of oil, we have 1/2 cup of vinegar. Add that in. We're using balsamic. You can use whatever vinegars that we know of. Apple cider vinegar. Anything else? Like red vinegar, red wine vinegar. We also have like rice distilled vinegar. That's disgusting, but yes. But we'll work with it. It's an option. I mean, if you're really desperate for a vinaigrette.
I was like fermenting cucumbers. Pickles. My whole house is done.
Yeah, that will happen. Vinegar is very strong, so little doses of vinegar works. So we're gonna add in our herbs. Now this can be any herbs you want again. I'm gonna throw a little bit of everything because I like me herbs. Some cilantro, some basil, a lot of parsley and tarragon, and even green onion. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You get our salt, a lot of salt. Remember, this is about close to 1.5 cups of dressing. So you want about close to maybe a teaspoon of salt. Salt and pepper is a little bit time consuming, but it's the best. Sometimes you gotta work for the best. Oh. All right. Told you this is a workout. All right. All right. Pepper, salt. If you're not sweating, you're not doing your job right. All right. Top on. And now it is the hard part, the shake. So we're going to shake it a little to the right, shake it a little to the left, shake it overhead, work them triceps, a little bit of back extensions. You know what I'm talking about? There you go. A little. All right. And we have a vinaigrette. Now, what we're looking for is consistency. You want it to be all the way combined. What we're doing is in order to make it an emulsion, you have to have energy. So our energy is the shaking motion. Now, another emulsifier that we could use is maybe mustard. Is an emulsifier. An egg yolk is an emulsifier. Also, there is xanthan gum, which is a chemical combiner, but just try to stay away from that. So we're going to shake it, throw some energy into it, and we have our nice, beautiful vinaigrette. Can I get another tasting spoon? Thank you. Ooh, it smells good. All right. Thank you, Keita. I did not put lemon in this one. Only one that has lemon is the Green Goddess. So, take a little spoonful. It's nice and sweet because of the balsamic, vinegary, herbaceous, salty, peppery, delicious. All right, that's all we got for our class today, y'all. Those that are at home, try it out. Let me know how it is. Everybody in the class, let's start making some dressings. Yeah. All right, see you guys soon.
Hey, everybody come and wash their hands again.
Cucumbers. Get to try my